Hey, I'm Kate from dailytarotworld.com, and in this video, we're going to be diving deep into the Magician. So I'm going to take you on a little journey into the Magician. I'm going to tell you all about the Magician, what he means, some of the key symbols that you need to be aware of, and then we're going to go deeper and we're really going to explore what he's all about and how the Magician shows up in your life and what he means for you. So you might want to have a notebook and pen handy. I'm going to be giving you lots of questions to ponder, and you might want to journal on those questions, so you may want to be prepared. The card that I'm showing you is from the Universal Waite Tarot, and the Magician is all about manifesting and manifestation. The Magician is a master director of energy and ideas. He's a conduit between the world of energy and ideas and the physical world. So one key symbol is his body posture. He has one arm up and one arm pointing down towards the earth. The arm that's pointing up is the hand that's receiving. He's receiving the ideas and the energy from that world of spirit and energy, and the hand pointing down is him making it manifest, making things happen on the physical plane. So that is what the Magician is all about. He takes things like ideas and inspiration and he makes it real. He makes it happen in the physical world. So a question to ask yourself is, how good are you at manifesting on purpose? Because we're always manifesting all the time, whether we know it or not. But how good are you at being intentional in the things that you manifest? The Magician encourages you to step into your own power and to recognize that you are always directing energy, whether you know it or not. So the Magician is about seeing yourself as being a powerful manifester and creator, and really honoring yourself in that way and stepping into your power. The dark side of the Magician, which we'll get into in a minute, is he can also symbolize illusion and trickery. Every card has a dark side, and that is the dark side of the Magician. We'll get to that in a little bit. So some key symbols, other than the one that I already mentioned with the hand positions, is the infinity loop and the snake biting its own tail. So if you look at his waist, he's wearing a belt, and it's a snake biting its own tail. So those two symbols kind of mean similar things. It's about kind of the energy loop and energy, the cyclical nature of energy and infinity. And the other, so there's four other symbols which are really important. If you look at the Magician's table, he has four symbols on there. He's got the pentacle, the cup, sword or dagger, and wand. Now those each represent each of the four suits in the tarot deck. And I'm going to be going into why those symbols are there and what they mean in a minute. So back to my original question, how good are you at manifesting? Can you think of a time that you intentionally manifested something in your life? And can you think of a time that you tried to manifest something but couldn't? Both of those things are important to kind of keep in mind when you're looking at this card. So a question to ask is, when it comes to trying to manifest something, whether you were successful or not successful, were your emotions, actions, thoughts, and energy all in alignment with your goal? So when I talk about those four symbols on his table, the cups represents feeling, wands represent energy and action, and swords represent thoughts, and pentacles represent, now maybe pentacles represent action, real world action. So each of those symbols represent, one of those realms. And when we're trying to manifest something, if we have all of those things in alignment, so if you're trying to manifest, say, a new job, you want your thoughts to be on the same page, you want your feelings, your energy, your actions, your words, you want all of that to be in alignment with what it is that you're trying to bring forward. And oftentimes when we're trying to make something happen, we just can't, it's not happening. It sometimes is because one or more of those things are out of alignment. Maybe we tell ourselves that we want this thing, but maybe our thoughts and the words we say and the feelings that we have are, suggest otherwise. Maybe they're not all in alignment. So that's an important, that's really the wisdom of the magician that he brings forward, is that you want all of those things to be in alignment when you're trying to manifest something. All right, so the magician is also, as I said, he's a director of energy. He isn't about creating energy out of thin air. He's about taking the energy and the ideas that exist on the non-physical plane and directing it downward into the physical plane and making it happen. This is where you really step into your own power, when you see yourself as like the director of your own life. You may not have control over everything that happens in your own life, but if you see yourself as kind of the director, it really shifts your perspective on things. So, do you see yourself as the director of your life? Are you in the driver's seat, or do you feel like life is a runaway car and you're just kind of like along for the ride in the passenger seat? This is the question that the magician always asks you. What can you do today to step into your power more fully? So if you feel like you're kind of in the passenger seat of life, being taken for this wild ride, what are some things that you could do today that move you closer to being in the driver's seat, that make you feel like you are like the magician, you're the director of things? So when I asked myself this question, I immediately thought of making a to-do list. So making a to-do list, maybe setting one goal to focus on, getting organized, and taking action towards that one goal that I set for myself. All of those things help me feel like I'm, in the driver's seat and really taking charge of my life. And I feel more like a magician when I'm doing those things. So let's talk about the dark side of the magician. I love exploring the dark side of the cards, and every tarot card, no matter how positive and sunshiny it is, and I would say the magician is a very wonderful card to get, but no matter what card it is, there's always a dark side. And the dark side of the magician is illusion and trickery. So think for a moment, what illusions have you fallen for over your lifetime? Now, when I asked myself this question, I, thought of, pyramid schemes, I haven't fallen for any pyramid schemes yet, but I thought of, those things like pyramid schemes, self-help gurus, advertising, and there's definitely advertising that I've bought into. You watch an ad and you're like, ooh, you're really captivated by it. So far I haven't fallen for any self-help gurus or pyramid schemes, but those are the kinds of things that are in the dark realm of the magician. Things that captivate and create an illusion and kind of trick you. So I do actually have a story about this. So a few months ago, I was in this store that sold bath salts. And the woman that worked in the store was like a very good saleswoman, and I had some questions for her about these bath salts. And so we were talking, and she held up this one bag of bath salts, and she said, "These bath salts will change your life, and do not put these salts in your bath unless you are truly ready for a shift. Like you won't believe it. Like if you have a bath with these bath salts, like things will change, things will shift. You set an intention while you're in the bath and boom, like you're gonna manifest it really quickly. And I was very skeptical, and I could tell that she wasn't bullshitting me. Like she believed this. I didn't really believe it, but I'm like, I can tell that she believes what she's saying. And she had this story about how she used these bath salts and she was trying to manifest something and it happened the next day. And I was kind of like, I don't know, but a part of me like really wanted to believe it. So I bought the bath salts and I was excited to like try them out and have a bath. And I drew myself a bath, I put the bath salts in, and I was all excited. I'm like, ooh, I wonder what's gonna happen in my life. And I had the bath. Nothing happened. And I was kind of like, I was kind of let down a little bit, but that was something that I fell for. Now, I don't think that the woman who was selling me the bath salts was trying to trick me or create an illusion. I think she really believed that these bath salts were magical, and maybe for her they were magical. I didn't have the same experience, and so I realized that I'd sort of bought into this illusion and this idea. Yeah. Okay, so the wisdom of the magician is that you are a conduit for energy, whether you realize it or not. So you're always directing energy. You're always manifesting things, whether you're doing it intentionally or unintentionally or partially intentional. So the wisdom of the magician is that you are powerful. And the more you come to recognize your power and honor it and take responsibility, the more you can direct the flow of inspiration and ideas and energy that is coming to you all the time in day-to-day life. And if you can incorporate the 4 levels that are represented by those 4 symbols, pentacles, swords, wands, and cups, if you can incorporate those 4 levels, the levels are feeling and emotion, thought, energy, and action. If you can incorporate those 4 things and have all those things be in alignment when you're trying to manifest something, you will be amazed at how successful you can be. So your power really lies in your ability to be intentional and in alignment. So thank you so much for joining me on this little deep dive into the magician. I want to hear from you. Did you enjoy this video? And did you learn anything new, whether it was about the magician or about yourself? I'd love to hear from you in the comment section below. I'm going to be posting these videos weekly. Each week I'm going to dive into a different major arcana card. So I would love it if you join me on my next deep dive, which is going to be the High Priestess. I think so. So give me a like, leave me a comment, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.